You probably think you have control over your choices. What to study, who to love, what job to take, where to live, are your own. But are they? Be honest for a second. How many times have you done something because you wanted to? And how many times because you felt like you should? Go to college, get married, be productive, stay humble, work hard, stay safe. All things you were told you should do, not by your own inner voice, but by your parents, teachers, culture, religion, social media. Take your pick. The worst part? Most of us never even stopped to ask why. We just assumed that if the world kept saying it, it must be true. And before we knew it, we started living a script we didn't even write. You wake up, you scroll, you chase goals you don't understand, you measure your worth by standards you didn't choose, you go to sleep slightly unsatisfied, and then you do it again. But here's the thing, this is not a glitch. It is by design. Because the moment you stop asking questions, the world gets to keep deciding your life for you. So spare me a few minutes, and I'll help you rip that in half. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to ask you the question no one else will. What if everything you think you should do is actually what's holding you back? You ever get that weird feeling like you're living your life, but it doesn't actually feel like yours? Like you're moving, doing, chasing. But if someone pressed pause and asked you why, you would not really have an answer. That is not you being lost. That is you being programmed. Let me explain. You were taught to value certain things: success, stability, status, approval. But were you ever told to stop and ask who decided that for you? Was it your parents, who never chased their own dreams, so now they expect you to chase theirs? Was it school that trained you to follow instructions, not question them? Or maybe it was the algorithm, gently guiding you toward what's trending, until you believed it was your idea all along. See, this is the trap. They do not chain you up anymore. They don't have to. They just give you a pre-built path, safe, praised, normal, and wait for you to walk it on your own. And the moment you try to leave it, you feel guilty, you feel scared, you feel like you're failing. But here's what nobody told you. Doing what you're supposed to do and doing what's right for you are not always the same thing. The world will clap for you as long as you follow the rules, but you will never be free until you start writing your own. So next time you catch yourself saying, "I should do this," pause. Ask yourself, who says? And more importantly, do I even agree with them? Let's get one thing straight. This is not just about your decisions. It is about the entire machine that taught you what a good decision looks like in the first place. Because here's the truth. No one wants to admit. The system profits off your obedience, not your happiness, not your freedom. Just your ability to follow orders and not ask too many questions. You were told to go to school, get good grades, get a job, be responsible. Cool. But no one told you how much of that path was built to benefit them, not you. Think about it. You take on debt for a degree you were pressured into. You work 9 to 5 so someone else's company can grow. You buy things you do not need because ads told you it would make you feel better. You stay stuck, overwhelmed, burnt out, and then blame yourself for not being motivated enough. It is not a motivation issue. It is a manipulation issue. You are not lazy. You are exhausted from being pulled in 100 different directions that were never yours to begin with. And the wildest part, we have more tools, more opportunities, more freedom than ever before. But somehow we feel more lost. Because the system does not just want you to play the game. It wants you to never stop playing it long enough to realize it is rigged. You scroll social media for success hacks, watch content about productivity while doing nothing, and then wonder why you feel behind. Here is why. You are consuming the illusion of progress. instead of creating your own path. And if that stings, good. It is supposed to. That is how you know it hit something real. So, let me ask you, are you living your life? Or are you just checking boxes someone else gave you? Let's say you finally realize you have been living by other people's rules. Cool. That's step one. But now what? You cannot just delete the word should from your life and expect everything to magically align. You need something stronger to replace it with. Not motivation, not vibes, a system. Here's the harsh truth. Most people are not lazy. They're just vague. They say things like, I should work out, or I should save money. But then what? No schedule? No structure? No accountability. Should is a wish, a system is a weapon. And the people who get results? They don't rely on feeling like it. They rely on having a blueprint, a workout plan, a content schedule, a budget, a calendar. It is not sexy, it is not fun, but it works. And if you are allergic to structure, guess what? You are not rebelling. You are self-sabotaging. So here is a better question to ask. Not, what should I do? But, what would a system for this look like if I actually wanted results? Write that down. Answer it. You are 5 steps ahead of 99% of people already. Because once you stop outsourcing your direction to the world and start designing your own rules, should dies and strategy takes over, let's come full circle. You have been told your whole life what to want, what to be, what is right, what is safe, what is smart. And now you are here, in a life that might look fine from the outside, but feels like a quiet breakdown on the inside. So let me ask you again, who decides what you should do? Because if the answer is anyone but you, then it is not your life you are living. It is just a borrowed one. You can keep going the way you have been, half alive, half present, half sure. Or you can choose something different, not louder, not faster, just real. That is what this was, not motivation, not a pep talk. Just a reminder that you can build a life that actually feels like yours, but only if you stop waiting for permission to do it. So, are you in? Or are we still doing the same conversation next year? You tell me.